Welcome back, folks. Greg Silverman here, CIOs and bow ties. Another session of Come Learn with Me, where we curate all the articles that we've put out on our social media platforms for the last week and see which ones percolate to the top, which is interesting to us. It's interesting in a number of our LinkedIn mini group themes and some of our investment, which are our investment themes. So take a look at those. And without a further ado, let's have a look. Let's read together. Volocopter raised 170 million, now valued at 1.87 billion. To fuel first commercial launches of flying taxi fleet in 2024. This is on March 4th, so you would have expected valuations to come down a bit on this space. Look at that thing, wow. The startup out of southern Germany, Bruchsal, has been developing electric VTOL, vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, and a business model for operating them in taxi-style fleets in urban areas has picked up another big round of funding as it inches closer to its first commercial launches. It raised $170 million of funding that it said we used to kick off its first air taxi services, which it notes in an announcement would be in cities like Singapore, Rome, and Paris. The spokesman said the commercial launch will depend on the type of certification it gets and when. If fully achieved in the latter half of 2023, the commercial launch in the first cities is expected to be 2024. Florian Reuter, CEO of Volocopter, told us in March 2021 that the services were 2 years out. Our target is to start commercial flights by Paris Olympics 2024, said a spokesman for the company. The money is part of a Series E, and Volocopter describes it at a first closing made at a pre-money valuation of 1.7 billion, which works out to a post-money value of 1.87 billion. Volocopter has confirmed to me that the fuel target for the Series E is 300 million euros to 500 million euros. We have other investors in the due diligence phase, but we do not know the timing of the next signing round or the full amount yet. The first tranche is being led by WP Investment, a new backer of the company from South Korea. The strategic investor Honeywell, also a new investor, and previous backers Atlantia, Wysol, BTOV Partners, and other unnamed existing investors also participating. It has raised 579 million to date, and other investors include Geely, Mercedes-Benz Group, Intel Capital, and BlackRock. In 2017, Volocopter made a big mark in the autonomous vehicle space when, backed by giants like Intel, it ran its first autonomous flying car test in Dubai. Intel also imported and showed off Volocopter's self-flying capabilities at an over-the-top event of its own, not to be outdone. Notably, the announcement of funding today doesn't have a single mention of autonomy or self-driving capabilities, underscoring some more realistic framing as these services get closer to being rolled out. Volocopter confirmed to me that first commercial services will be piloted. The Vola City will have the technical capability to fly crewed, remotely piloted, and autonomous at the time of commercial launch, the spokesperson said. However, we feel that public acceptance will be easier with a piloted flight. Once urban air mobility, UAM, adoption increases and cities have regulations allowing non-crewed forms of flight, we will gradually move towards remotely or autonomous flights. That will also depend on individual city regulations. This funding round is a testament to Volocopter's leading position in what is a highly attractive emerging market. We continue to make significant technical and commercial progress as we work towards bringing urban air mobility to life at scales in cities worldwide, Reuters said in a statement. Currently, Volocopter highlights 3 craft that will appear in its taxi fleets: Volo City, Volo Connect, and Volo Drone. It said that it is the first and only electric vertical takeoff and landing eVTOL company to receive design organization approval from the European Union Aviation Safety Agency. That means if it plays its cards right, it could have a clear shot at the market either as a standalone brand commercial provider or as a partner to other urban transportation companies before competitors move in. Others hoping to make a mark in the space include Lilium, Kitty Hawk, and Joby Aviation. The Series E is an all-equity round, but Volocopter has also been raising a lot of debt for the building of a bigger fleet. Earlier this year, it linked a $1 billion deal in principle with Aviation Capital Group to finance the sale and leasing operation of Volocopter aircraft. That will mean that it could borrow up to $1 billion in debt when the time comes. This will kick in only once Volocopter has a full aircraft certification. It has so far completed some 1,000 public and private test flights. The company also noted in their announcement that it plans to use funding to get to launch, but also to eventually go public. Volocopter has spectacular investors from around the globe, which puts us in an excellent position to focus on our first to certification and first to market strategies before we embark on the path to public listing, Christian Bauer, CCO of Volocopter, said in a statement. The first mover advantage and the work that it's been doing for the last 10 years developing its air vehicles seems to be the two factors that are lending it a lot of credibility right now with investors, even though it has yet to prove a market for the product. We are confident that Volocopter will be among the first to bring UAM to cities globally, since seeing its aircraft fly in Seoul last year. As a leader in ESG investment, we are excited to empower cities sustainable through Volocopter. Lee Wang, chairman of WP Investment, said in a statement. The firm's co-chairman, Tiffany Park, added that South Korea will be part of the commercial launch as well. Cool, share the helicopter picture. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. We've been following the VTOL space for some time, and it's been emerging pretty slowly. I think maybe the valuations got ahead of themselves, but we will have to wait and see about that. Hope you enjoyed that. Take a look at the links below, subscribe and like, and join us again for another Come Learn With Me session. Greg Silverman out for this week.